It feels like Santa denial is an ever-increasing movement that poses a threat to our democracy. I used to be a Santa denier. I used to be part of the Santa denial movement. I really didn't think I was gonna admit that on the internet, but I think it's an important thing to communicate, because lots of times, you might see certain memes or certain jokes that they paint this sort of caricature of soy jack celebrating science myths. We have to acknowledge that the people with opposing views to ourselves are not these outlandish caricatures of the opposing side. Various versions of Santa denial have existed for as long as the season itself, right? In recent years, thanks to our algorithms on social media, those kinds of beliefs have become increasingly common. It's disturbing, it's unfortunate, but this is a reality that we have to confront head on if we ever want to spread Christmas cheer again. I was fortunate enough to have parents, they raised me. They raised me to believe in Santa. Once I was in middle school, maybe a little before middle school, started hearing these ramblings, Santa's not real, Santa's not. And we all have our doubts. And it didn't really affect me, but it made me confront the reality of Santa in a way that I hadn't been made to prior. But what really got to me and altered my worldview wasn't the jokes or the criticism from my peers at school, but the kinds of things I saw online. Videos like debunking Santa Claus with facts and logic, and Santa Claus believers destroyed compilations, and videos quote-unquote debunking the existence of Santa Claus. And it got to my head. I felt they had some pretty compelling arguments. Every kid has their rebellious phase where they go against their parents, they go against what they were brought up to believe, and sometimes it can be a good thing, but sometimes this kind of behavior can end with catastrophic results. I thought jolly old Saint Nicholas was just a made-up character to create stories with and to tell children about so they get excited and also so they learn to behave. It wasn't until I moved away to go to school, when I left the little bubble in my small conservative town and moved to a bigger city, that I was exposed to all these different people who really began to challenge me on my Santa denial perspectives. Sure, some people were rude or dismissive or ignored me completely, but it was the ones that really engaged with my arguments and heard me out that eventually made me reconsider. They challenged my ideas, they engaged with me, they didn't make me feel stupid or like I had some moral failing or anything like that. And I don't blame anyone who didn't feel comfortable engaging in those conversations, because to be honest, I can relate to that and understand why that might make some people uncomfortable. Now, it took some time. I really needed to find the Christmas spirit again. Last year, I was on the nice list. I got a pair of socks and a stick of deodorant from Santa Claus. The biggest problem I see with fellow Santa believers is they really love to mock the Santa deniers. They don't engage with their ideas, they don't converse with them, and that doesn't change hearts or minds. So let me engage with the arguments directly. Santa isn't real because the parents are actually Santa Claus. The parents can't travel the world in one night. I think I would know if my parents had a sleigh and reindeer. I think I would know if my parents had a sleigh and reindeer. I think I would know if my parents had a sleigh and reindeer. I think I would know if my parents had a sleigh and reindeer. I think I would know if my parents had a sleigh and reindeer. I think I would know if my parents had a sleigh and reindeer. I think I would know if my parents had a sleigh and reindeer. Plus, I get Christmas gifts from my parents. I can't speak for everyone on this, obviously, but why would a parent give you a present under their name and then also give you a present under the name Santa Claus, when they could easily give both gifts under their name and get the proper credit, get more credit? Santa isn't real because magic isn't real. Okay, first of all, you can't prove it, okay? Sure, we can't necessarily measure it with the scientific method, but that doesn't mean it's untrue. It's like, how do you measure one's consciousness? Is it the brain? Is it a soul? We don't know for sure. It's similar to that. Is there really magic? Well, we can't.
I'm Marge Simpson, and welcome to Marge Minute, where